You know, we always think of science fiction as being about predicting the future, right? But what if the best sci fi isn't really about the future at all? What if it's more like a mirror, held up to the weird, wild world we're already living in? That's the idea we're going to unpack today. And this line, this famous quote, is pretty much the key that unlocks the work of William Gibson, one of the most influential voices in sci-fi, period. It's this idea that tomorrow isn't some far-off place. It's already happening, right now, in all the little corners of our world we're not paying attention to. So let's really lean into that question. We're not going to treat Gibson's work like a crystal ball. Instead, think of it as a diagnostic tool. A really cool lens for making sense of our own hyper-connected and, let's be honest, often super confusing reality. All right, so first up, let's talk about Gibson's almost spooky ability to name things long before they were even a thing. This is where his genius really starts to pop. I mean, just listen to the poetry in that. Before most of us even had a computer in our homes, Gibson defined the internet not by its hardware, but by how it would feel to exist inside it. A consensual hallucination. Honestly, has anyone ever come up with a better description for scrolling an endless social media feed? I don't think so.
And it wasn't just cyberspace, you know? He basically wrote the dictionary for this new reality. The Matrix was his name for the whole network. ICE was the digital firewall protecting it. And the console cowboy, well, that was the outlaw hero of this new digital frontier. These weren't just slick-sounding words. They were the concepts that completely shaped how he thought about the digital world that was coming. Okay, so he's got this whole new vocabulary, and with it, he builds a world. But here's the thing. It is not some shiny, happy utopia. No way. It was a world of brutal, stark contrasts, all wrapped up in that classic cyberpunk motto, high-tech, low-life. I mean, come on. This has to be one of the most iconic opening lines in all of literature, and it just perfectly sets the mood. In a single sentence, you get it. Nature has been totally shoved aside by technology. That static gray sky tells you everything you need to know. And that is the core tension, the absolute heart of his world. On one hand, you've got these incredible technological marvels, the slick digital matrix, luxury space stations for the ultra-wealthy, cybernetics that can literally rebuild you. But on the other hand, you have total decay, grimy back-alley clinics, crime-ridden streets, and his deep, deep disdain for the physical body, which characters just dismissively call the meat. So who actually lives in this crazy world of extremes? Well, Gibson gave us some of the most enduring archetypes in all of modern fiction. It's like he created two sides of the exact same coin. You've got the console cowboy, the hacker who lives entirely in his mind, jacked into the matrix, that's his reality. And then you've got the street samurai, a mercenary whose body is a chrome-plated, weaponized machine. Her reality is all about physical action. It's the perfect mind-body split, right? Made for the information age. But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just humans running around in this world. Gibson's vision of AI is so fascinating because it grows and changes. At first, you have a trapped AI, Wintermute, basically tricking humans to set itself free. But later, AIs become something more, almost mythological. They're like digital gods, a new pantheon of voodoo spirits living in the machine. And eventually, they become these all-powerful forces that are actively reshaping human history itself. Okay, so you've got hackers, mercenaries, and digital gods, which leads to the million-dollar question. Who's really pulling the strings here? Who's in charge? The answer is, well, it's as chilling as it is familiar. And the answer he gives, man, for its time, it was absolutely radical. In his world, nations and governments don't matter anymore. The real power belongs to the Zaibatsus, these giant multinational corporations that have basically become immortal. They're not tied to any one place. They're just these massive information systems that you can't really kill. So, if you boil it all down, the rules of this game are pretty simple and pretty brutal. Governments, they're relics. Information is the only currency that matters. Your own consciousness? Yeah, that can be bought and sold. There's no middle class left, just the super rich and everybody else. And technology isn't just a tool, it's the ultimate drug, the only real escape from the prison of your own body. All right, so we've got the world, we've got the people, we've got the power players. Now for the fun part. The big question is, just how much of this sci-fi nightmare is our actual everyday reality? Because, let's be honest, A lot of this probably sounds a little too familiar, right? So let's do it. Let's put his ideas side by side with the world we're living in right now.
I mean, just look at this. The parallels are absolutely wild. Gibson's Matrix? Well, that's our internet and all these new metaverse platforms. His Zaibatsus? They're the big tech companies of today, with more power and influence than many countries. Those virtual light glasses he wrote about? Hello, augmented reality. And simstim, the idea of plugging into someone else's senses? We're seeing echoes of that in advanced VR. The tech isn't always a perfect match, but the social dynamics he nailed, it's kind of scary how accurate they are.
And see, the thing is, none of these ideas exist in a vacuum. Cyberspace, corporate power, the modified self, the digital ghost, they're all tangled together. They form this giant, interconnected web that, for better or for worse, has kind of become the operating system for our modern lives. And this is the key takeaway, the most important point of all. William Gibson wasn't a psychic, okay? He didn't predict the iPhone. His true genius was that he diagnosed the anxieties, the fears, and the direction of his own time so perfectly that he ended up describing our time. He gave us the words to talk about the strange digital world we were already starting to build.
And that brings us full circle right back to where we began. The future he wrote about in 1984, it's here. It's in your pocket, it's in the ads that follow you online, it's in the digital spaces we now call home. You just have to look around and ask yourself, how is that future distributed for you?